Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Week 10 football, Louisiana High School 5A football at the Carencro Crow Dome, where tonight your Acadiana Wreckin Rams will be taking on the Carencro Golden Bears on Thursday night football this week. A little bit different than normal Friday night lights. But as always, your play-by-play man, Cole Gilbo, on the side of me, my broadcast partner and good friend, Nick Fodno. Nick, glad to have you back. Missed you last week.
Yeah, good.
Nick had his daughter's senior night for the Southside High band last week. And well, Nick, listen, biggest rivalry of the year, last week of the season. Acadiana has a chance to win District 3 5A outright tonight with a win versus against Carencro. But listen, Carencro's not having the year they're used to. They're about 500 right now, sitting at 4-5. I'll tell you what, they're going to give Acadiana everything that they have to give. I mean, you can throw stats, schedules, figures, all of that out the window. When Acadiana and Carencro meet up, it usually is a bloodbath, and I really don't expect much differently here tonight.
Rivalries go both ways, Cole. It's not just Acadiana's rival, right? Carencro is Acadiana's rival as well, and they're going to want to put forward their best game of the year. And I have no doubt that we're going to see the best Carencro team that we've seen this year. They are down. This isn't the Carencro powerhouse that we're used to seeing in years past. They lost their first 4 games, took them a while to get going. But since then, they really kind of found a stride. They hit a hiccup last week against Southside, a game that I was in, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, and what I saw from the Carencro Bears. But look, this is a rivalry game. You throw the records out, anything can happen, and so don't be shocked. It's not going to be shocking if we get to the end of the game and Carencro ends up in a one-score type of situation where Acadiana has to squeak it out, or even if the worst would happen, Carencro would get the win. That wouldn't be the most shocking thing in the world. So,
well, listen, Nick, I mean, for those of you at home, you guys know Carencro and Acadiana have played each other 4 times in the last 2 years. 2 years ago, they played each other once in the regular season, once in the playoffs. Last year, again, played in the regular season and then in the playoffs. I mean, it's not often you could say you played your rival 4 times in a 2-year span. And last year, if you remember, both of those games are one-score games. Now, listen, Acadiana's very senior-heavy this year. A lot of size, a lot of leadership, a lot of depth. Carencro on the other side, a little younger, much smaller in terms of size and depth. Now, listen, can Carencro hang 4 quarters with Acadiana? That's going to be the real question tonight.
Well, if all things go as planned, if we play the game on paper, Acadiana wins going away. I mean, they're, like you said, senior-led. You look on the field, they're bigger. There's more kids on the team, right? Acadiana should win the game. It doesn't mean they're going to, right? They're still going to have to go out there and execute. And the one thing that I feel like Acadiana's done well this year, more than in years past, is that week-to-week preparation. It doesn't matter who the opponent is. We've seen them play all these opponents that they're lesser than, that they should be beating by 50, and they beat them by 50, right? So they're not getting caught up in, oh, we're better than that, or we can just roll the ball on the field and win the game. They're preparing correctly. They're playing the games correctly, and I would expect no different tonight. Again, if they do what they're supposed to do, Acadiana should come out on top tonight.
And here's been the key. We've talked about it over and over all season long. Acadiana has to start fast and put teams away early. And that's just not a talking point. They've literally done that all season long, especially on their opening drives. We've seen Acadiana the last month or so. I mean, what, 2, 3, 4 play drives and they punch it in the end zone? If they can do something like that tonight and start fast against Carencro, you really kill the momentum of a 500 Carencro team. So I'm looking to see if Acadiana can continue to do that offensively. Now, defensively, Acadiana's pretty much held their water all season long. They've turned over, they force turnovers when they need to. They have this bend don't break mentality. They'll let teams get kind of, close to the red zone, and then all of a sudden they just crank it up, and they've been able to keep teams out of the end zone. For those of you at home, if you remember, there was a stretch in district where Acadiana didn't allow a single point for about, 16 quarters or something. It was 3 games. So I mean, that's impressive at any level, especially at 3-5A. So I'm excited to see what Acadiana does tonight. As we mentioned, I think even the kids consider this the biggest rivalry on the schedule, at least the biggest district rivalry, maybe aside from Southside, who's starting to have that up-and-coming program. But, historically, it's always been Carencro, it's always been Lafayette. In recent history, it's definitely been Carencro. So I know the kids are as excited as we are, but let's go ahead, Nick. If you got your paper in front of you, we will do tonight's Wreckin Rams starting lineup.
The starting lineup for the Beer Machine offense tonight for the Acadiana Wreckin Rams at quarterback. Senior number 4, Caden DeBetta. At wide receiver, senior number 8, Russell Babineau. Sophomore number 6, Colin DeBetta. Senior number 17, Carver Swallow. And senior number 1, Parker Robichaud. The running backs tonight, senior number 23, Jonah Goche. And senior number 9, Caden Collins. At tight end, the senior number 83, Jaden Bassard. On the offensive line, senior number 71, Robert Welch. At guard, senior number 52, Brody Estes, and senior number 51, Braxton Scriber. On the ends of tackle, senior number 7, Kavini Wilson, senior number 99, Jaden Lawrence. All over to the Terrible Turk defense, starting on the defensive line at end, junior number 87, Darius McKinley, and senior number 11, Amarian Cooper. In the middle, defensive tackle, senior number 54, Valen Charles, and number 88, Jaden Carmouche. The linebacker position, senior number 0, Pop Francis, senior number 3, Keldrick Francis, and junior number 5, Gavin Coleman. In the secondary, at cornerback, senior number 1, Dalen Lewis, and senior number 24, Braylon Noel. And at safety, senior number 7, Keeman Thibodeau, junior number 15, JL Malbrew, and junior number 12, Keon Lede. The specialist tonight for the Wreckin' Rams at kicker and punter, senior number 13, Eddie Hernandez. That is your starting lineup for the Wreckin' Rams.
So that's your starting lineup for the Green and Gold. And fans, we want to thank you for tuning in tonight to Week 10 production of Wreckin' Ram Productions. Again, I am Cole Gilbo, your play-by-play man. On the side of me is Nick Fotno. Keep in mind, folks, of course, we are away tonight at the Crow Dome, so this is our version of that road broadcast we were talking about. Not going to have any graphics or anything special like that. And as you can see, we are calling this one from the visiting stands. But we're still going to give you a quality broadcast tonight. We want to thank you guys, as always, Ram Nation, for tuning in tonight. So Nick just got done with the starting lineups for the Wreckin' Rams. Let's roll into your facts and figures for the Green and Gold. Acadiana comes in number 3 in D1 Select, 8-1 record overall, and 6-0 in District 3-5A. They're led by head coach Matt McCullough in his 7th year. Last week, Acadiana had that 59-7 win versus Sam Houston, where they clinched a share of the District 3-5A championship, which is their 13th district championship in the last 19 years. If Acadiana wins tonight, they can clinch the district outright. In the series versus Carencro, last year they beat Carencro twice, once in the regular season 27-26, and then in the playoffs 14-7. Acadiana has won the last 7 of 8 games versus Carencro. The last Carencro win coming back in the 22 playoffs. That was back when Caden DeBetta was a sophomore quarterback, so 2 seasons ago. Let's talk about the veer machine, or what Matt McCullough calls the air veer. Offensively averaging 43.5 points per game. They're led by quarterback number 4, senior Caden DeBetta. On the season, Caden has 1,250 yards passing and 21 touchdowns. He also has 367 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns. When he goes out wide, he likes to go out to the Raging Cajun number 8 senior Russell Babineau. On the season, Russell has 591 yards receiving and 7 touchdowns. Across from him, the little brother, number 6 sophomore Colin DeBetta. On the season, very similar to Russell, he has 520 yards catching and 8 touchdowns. The veer machine, led by running back number 23 senior Jonah Pitbull Goche, missed a large chunk of the season with a foot injury, but still leads the team in rushing, 788 yards rushing and 14 touchdowns. Across from him will be the workhorse, the man that has stepped up time and time again, slide 9, number 9, Tayden Collins. On the season, 616 yards rushing and 8 touchdowns. Defensively, the Terrible Turks are allowing a stingy 11 points per game. Tackle leaders for the Wreckin' Rams, number 87, Darius McKinley, leads the team with 61 tackles. Behind him is number 5 linebacker Gavin Coleman with 57. Sack leaders for your Wreckin' Rams, also led by number 87, Darius McKinley. He has 7. Behind him, number 11 defensive end, Amarian Cooper with 4. Interception leaders for the Wreckin' Rams. Last week, cornerback number 1, Dalen Lewis, was able to take the lead away from defensive back number 7, Keeman Thibodeau. Dalen has 4 interceptions on the year. Keeman has 3. There are 6 players, 6 Terrible Turks that are tied with a forced fumble, and there are only 2 players with a defensive touchdown this year with 1, and that is linebacker Keldrick Francis and defensive back Keeman Thibodeau. Looking ahead, of course, this is Week 10. So starting next week will be the D1 Select Playoffs. Acadiana, of course, is projected to have a first-round bye, and they should be home for the second week.
I told you we were talking about the offense and how they've been performing, right? 43.5 points per game. In actuality, last year's team was averaging a few more points per game. They were a little bit more explosive. So I tell you what, when you look at what this offense has really brought this year, they look better, they look crisper. They might not be scoring as many points as they did last year, but I think they're a better unit overall.
As you can hear, Acadiana is coming out from the end zone. And keep in mind, you're going to get a lot of fan reaction tonight, which is okay with us because that's what makes the game great. But to your point, Acadiana, funny enough, was more explosive on offense last year. But like you said, they're just a more well-rounded offense this year, and that's a credit to all the seniors that are on the Veer machine. Just so many seniors across the board in so many key positions, and they just overall, it's a more consistent offense.
You know, one thing we don't talk enough about is that every starter on the offensive line is a senior, right? Every single one of them, and that's super important. I mean, obviously you want senior leadership in your quarterback, running back, receivers, and Acadiana has that. But all 5 of those offensive line being seniors really makes that Veer run and really makes it work. And so those senior leaders are really showing up on the field, and that's why I think even though they might not be scoring as many points as they did last year, it's just an overall better unit this year.
Let's turn the page quickly to their opponent tonight. The Carencro Golden Bears come into this one 4-5 overall and 4-2 in District 3-5A. They're led by first-year head coach Gavin Peters. Last week, Carencro suffered a 44-21 loss versus Southside. Offensively, the Golden Bears are averaging 24.1 points per game. They're led by, I call him their Taysom Hill. Essentially, he's the Swiss Army knife, and that's Chance Babineau, quarterback / wide receiver number 7. Last week passing, he had 80 yards and a touchdown, and receiving, he had 127 yards and 2 touchdowns. Throwing him the ball, because they do have a 2-quarterback system, will be freshman quarterback number 6, Carson Gurzy. When they run the ball, they like to go to number 12, running back Tavontre Jackson, or like they call him, TJ. When they go out wide, they will go to number 17, wide receiver Kydon Davis, and wide receiver freshman number 2, Brandon Duffy. Defensively, the Golden Bears are allowing 25.2 points per game. They're led by their playmaker, number 0 linebacker Brian Amune. Last week he had 18 tackles and 1 tackle for loss. They're also going to be led by number 81 defensive lineman / tight end Caden Castile, number 4 defensive lineman Jacqueline Roy, number 34 defensive back Brian Angel Jr., and number 92 defensive lineman Cam Richard. Something to note, fans, they have some notable two-way players for Carencro. You're going to see them on both sides of the ball, and that's number 9, Lance Hayes, number 10, Wilson Landry, number 13, Kendrick Bernard, number 25, Kylan Taylor, and number 32, Carday Baptiste. So we're a little, I would say around 5 minutes away from kickoff, and let's just get down to it. What are your keys tonight, and what are you expecting tonight?
Well, the key for the Wreckin Rams to win this game is to stop Chance Babineau. I mean, I was at the game last week against Southside. I saw what Carencro did. They hopped out to a 14-0 lead, and it was all Babineau. It was everything that he could do with his legs, with his arms, mixing it up, making them a balanced offense, and himself having a balanced attack. Then they did something which was baffling to me. They switched the quarterback, and they put in number 6, Carson Gurzy, at the freshman quarterback. And look, he's got some talent. You can tell he's got some arm talent, but he's a freshman. He's going to make freshman's mistakes. He underthrew a lot of passes. They're trying to get Chance out wide. Chance was beating the defenders, but he couldn't get him the ball, and it made a lot of mistakes. Had a couple of interceptions, and that kind of changed the game. So I'm interested to see what Carencro does offensively. Do they start with Babineau, and then if he has some success, do they stay with Babineau, or are they going to do what they did last week against Southside and kind of switch it up? So I think if we can just contain Chance Babineau, it should be no problem for the Wreckin Rams. And as far as the offense goes, just keep doing what you're doing. I mean, don't really change anything offensively. They're running the ball very well. They're passing the ball very well, and I feel like they do it when they need to. They're not trying to force passes. They're not trying to force Caden DeBetta to do more than he needs to do. And when you ask him to do something, he's usually very efficient with it. He doesn't put the ball into harm's way. I think he only has 1 interception on the season, and so for throwing it this many times in the Acadiana offense and only having 1 interception, that just shows you his decision making is on point. He's not putting the ball in danger, and when you do that more often than not, you're going to win football games.
Down on the field, both teams, it looks like your captains for the Wreckin Rams going to be number 8, Russell Babineau, number 7, Keeman Thibodeau, number 79, Isaiah Smith, and number 52, Brody Estes.
Cole, we were talking off the air about this game and what it could mean for Carencro. Carencro currently sitting at number 22 in the power points. That's right on the level of making the playoffs, right? Top 24 teams make it. I think Acadiana's in no matter what, win or loss. Obviously, with a win, they're going to get a bye, but a loss here wouldn't hurt Acadiana as far as making it in the playoffs. Carencro, though, they're on the bubble, and so if they lose this game, they could be knocked out of the playoffs. So they're going to be extra motivated to play this game.
Carencro will receive the opening kickoff down on the field. We'll do the invocation to be followed by the national anthem from the Carencro Golden Bear Band. And that was your national anthem, brought to you by the Carencro High School Golden Bear Band. And we're moments away from kickoff again. Opening kickoff will be taken in by Carencro tonight. But one more time, we want to thank you for tuning in to Wreckin' Ram Productions, your play-by-play man, Cole Gilbo, and glad to have my broadcast partner back with me this week, Nick Fodno.
Cole, we're outdoors. It's raining right now. I thought we were in a dome, right? They call it a crow dome. What's happening? How is it raining inside of a dome? That's why it's the silliest name for a stadium in the state of Louisiana, the open-air crow dome. It's raining in the dome right now.
Once again, we come to you live from the Crow Dome. For the first time this year, we got a little drizzle on us. But I'll tell you what, folks, stay tuned, because if I do anything for you guys, I'm going to brave out this weather. I promise you that. But again, we're calling from the visiting stands here in Carencro. You can hear the band on the side of us. We're going to have a good time. Eddie Hernandez down on the field to kick. Carencro wearing the yellow jerseys tonight, and your Wreckin' Rams are in all white with the classic gold helmets. It's Thursday night football in week 10. Acadiana, Carencro, the rivalry that we've been waiting on. Here we go.
I'm definitely feeling this crowd energy, Cole, the band energy, the fans around us. It's a different vibe for sure, and I'm really enjoying it.
The kick is away, it's high and it's deep, and it's going to be in the end zone. The Carencro Bears will start this first drive at the 20-yard line.
We saw Eddie Hernandez kicking them out of the end zone in pregame. He was kicking 50-yarders. He was kicking 55-yarders to the uprights. The kid has a leg, and he did his part right there. And I'll tell you what, that's been an unsung hero, I guess you could say, of this team, is the ability for Eddie Hernandez to just get those balls in the end zone every single time and not allow any chance for the opposition to return it. So let's see what Carencro does here on this first drive. I'm expecting to see Babineau under center, but we'll see what they have up their sleeve.
Again, fans, keep in mind, me and Nick are the only producers on the broadcast tonight. We will be doing your play-by-play and your camera work, so bear with us as we try to bring you a quality broadcast. It is Chance Babineau under center to start this ball game. Two receivers behind him and two receivers far side, two running backs in the formation. Takes the handoff, throws far side. Looking downfield, he's being chased. Gonna have to just throw this one away. Looks like it's complete. Going to be brought in for a gain of, let's call it 3. It's going to be 2nd and 7.
And that's what Babineau can do, extend that play. More often than not, he's going to beat whoever's chasing him around. He kind of has that feel for it, and that's exactly what he did last week. And I tell you what, when he's at quarterback, it's just a different feel. And I don't know if that's going to be their game plan tonight, if it's going to be the same as last week, where they kind of switched up the quarterback. But Babineau had success early last week, and he saw right there, extends that play, finds the receivers, and gets it where it needs to be.
2nd and 8. Ball at the 22. Two running backs, two receivers near side. Handoff. No, he keeps it himself. He's going to tuck it and run near side. Being chased, and he'll be pushed out of bounds near the stick. I think he'll be just short. It should be, let's see. It'll be about 3rd and 1.
That's one thing different than Southside gave him last week that Acadiana's going to give him is that speed that we talk about every week. Babineau, more often than not, best athlete on the field, fastest athlete on the field, able to run past defenders, able to outrun what they're doing. He's not going to be able to do that too much tonight because Acadiana can match his speed.
3rd and 2, and Carencro is going to burn their first timeout of the game. So stick around for more Wreckin' Ram Productions. When we come back, there's 11:40 left to go in the first quarter. You're watching Wreckin' Ram Productions. Welcome back to the Crow Dome. 3rd and 2. Golden Bears with the football. Babineau under center, two running backs. Snap, handoff up the middle, and at the line of scrimmage. He may have even lost a yard, but nonetheless, it's going to be 4th down, and Acadiana makes a big stop there. And it looks like Carencro is going to go ahead and put this football. That's a big stop by the Terrible Turks.
Number 11, Amari and Cooper with that tackle, read it the whole way, knew exactly what was coming, hit the gap, and stopped the running back. And forcing Chance Babineau to go 3 and out has completely set the tone for this game. And the Wreckin' Rams are ready to get that ball on offense. And what have we said all year? When the offense gets the ball, it's pretty dangerous.
Be careful here. Chance Babineau is their punter. Snap, and it does punt it away. Russell Babineau calls fair catch, and it'll be brought in at about the 32-yard line. So that's where the Rams will have it 1st and 10, and let's see just how fast this beer machine gets going.
We've seen them start games very fast. We've seen sometimes in the first 4 minutes of the game, them have 2 touchdowns. We've seen them do 2, 3, and 4 play drives. We've seen them pass the ball. We've seen them run the ball. They got to get on the scoreboard here. I think that's going to set the tone. The defense did their job to get you the ball. And what we've been saying week after week, when the offense gets the ball, they're scoring touchdowns. I think it's going to be very important to do that here because you're not playing Sulphur, right? You're not playing Lafayette. Carencro.
Start fast and put teams away early. That's been the MO all year long. And here goes the air veer led by Caden DeBetta. 2 receivers to the near side. Comes back to pass, steps up in the pocket, he got a man! Teddy Collins! He is gone! A 68-yard touchdown pass! Hayden DeBetta to slide 9, Hayden Collins, and Acadiana gets on the board on the first play of the game.
Cool, it can't get much quicker than that. You talk about wanting a quick start. You talk about wanting to set the tone for this game. How about the defense giving you the ball after a 3 and out? And on the first play from scrimmage, came to Beto with a 68-yard jump pass to Tatum Collins, who takes it to the house and puts the Rams on the board first. That's the fast start we were talking about in the pregame, and the Wreckin' Rams are in business right now.
Eddie Hernandez on the kick. Kick is up, kick is low. Kick is no good. Don't see that too often from Eddie Hernandez, but nonetheless, with 10:43 left to go in your first quarter, your Wreckin' Rams take an early 6-0 lead. Stick around for more Wreckin' Ram Productions. Welcome back to the Crow Dome. Eddie Hernandez's kick is away. It's high, it's deep, and it's in the end zone, and the Golden Bears will start their drive, 1st and 10 at the 20.
Well, look, game's early. It's definitely not over by any stretch. But when you talk about setting a tone for a football game, that's exactly what just happened with the defense getting the ball first. And you know what? We're far away from that. But that means the offense is going to get the ball to come out of the second half. And you know that's always important. So, but to be up 7-0, Cole, not even 2 minutes off of the game clock, already with a touchdown on the board, that's the kind of tone they've been setting week to week. Those fast starts that we talked about, very important for that success. And it doesn't get any faster than the first play from scrimmage, putting 6 on the board.
And again, fans, I want to thank you for bearing with us, especially on the big plays. We're battling the fans, we're battling the weather, but thank you for tuning in to Wreckin' Ram Productions. And here we go, 1st and 10 for the Bears. 1 receiver to each side of the formation and 2 running backs in the backfield. Takes the handoff, 5-step drop, looking downfield, he throws it up, one-on-one coverage. It is knocked away by Dalen Lewis. Great job by Dalen Lewis to force the incompletion there. Chance Babineau was looking downfield for that post route. It looks like he was looking for Brandon Duffy, the freshman wide receiver.
Yeah, Duffy had him, and he had him. Duffy had the defender beat. That throw gets there a little sooner. Probably going to be able to make it, but nonetheless, the underthrown ball allowed Lewis to get in there and break it up, bring it up 2nd down.
2nd and 10. 1 receiver to each side, 2 running backs in the backfield. Snap, handoff, up the middle, met at the line of scrimmage. He might have gotten a yard. We need a way. Let's call it 3rd and 9. Acadiana's Terrible Turks have been doing this all year, holding teams to 3rd and long.
And still, you know, we talked about Carencro being down. We talked about them not being as strong and as tough as they've been. But still, to see Acadiana kind of impose their will this early in the game is quite surprising. I thought Carencro would be a little bit more effective on the first couple of drives. Acadiana might wear them down, but it started early tonight.
3rd and 9. Keeps it on option. Run at the line of scrimmage, and he's brought down. Brought down by linebacker number 9, Caleb Andrus. And just like that, the Terrible Turks force another 3 and out and another opportunity for the Beer Machine to get the ball early. Back deep to receive, the sophomore wide receiver, Colin DeBetta.
9:35 left in this game to already have 2 possessions under your belt, a touchdown already on the board. This game couldn't be going any better for the Wreckin' Rams.
Kick is up, and it's a short one. It's going to take a bounce at about the 50, and that's where Acadiana will have it. So the Beer Machine is going to have to go about 50 yards to get up 2 scores early. They lead this one 6-0 with 9:18 left to go in the first quarter. Stick around for more Wreckin' Ram Productions. First and 10 Rams, ball at the 50. Snap, 3-step drop, looking downfield. Gonna have to roll near side. He's gonna tuck it and run. He's got room. He has enough first down. A big run right there by the senior quarterback, Caden DeBetta.
He had 3 receivers that were out there. All 3 of them were kind of open. He had a window if he wanted to throw it. He probably could have hit all of them, but he didn't feel comfortable with it. And look, we got to trust DeBetta at this point because the decisions that he makes, they've all been good. They've all been correct. So if he thinks he couldn't have got it, he wants to run it instead and pick up that first down, well, I just have to trust him right now because he has full command of the offense, as we've been saying all year long.
First and 10 Rams, ball at the 36. 1 receiver to each side. Split back veer. Handoff. Up the middle. Met at the line of scrimmage. They'll give him a gain of 1. Looks like it'll be 2nd and 9.
Cole, very surprising. Even though Carencro is having a down year, they're not as powerful and strong as they used to be. You look across at the stands, and they're just empty, right? Like, Acadiana has more fans here than Carencro does, and I wouldn't have ever thought that maybe 10, 15 years ago, even 2 years ago, right? They were packing these stands. It's just crazy how you lose that momentum at the beginning of the year, how the fan support kind of dwindles with it, and, you know, everybody wants to support a winner, and that's what's so great about this Acadiana culture. The winning has never stopped, and all these fans continue to come to every game.
2nd and 8. 2 receivers far side. 5-step drop. He's going to swing it out over the head of Jonah Goche. That'll be an incomplete pass. It'll be 3rd and 8.
Yeah, I thought that might have been a backwards pass, but they called it dead. So the Carencro defenders were trying to recover it, but nonetheless, it's going to bring up a third down. So a little bit of early adversity here for the Wreckin Rams, a third and long to see what they got. They got dialed up. They've been able to pick up these third and longs quite often this season, so we'll see what they pull up here. But I'm trusting that they have the right play called up here.
Again, fans, we see your comments. We want to remind you this is the road broadcast. We basically do this with a cell phone and some microphones, so bear with us. No graphics. We're doing this strictly me and Nick here in the stands, but hoping you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Third and long, handoff on a sweep. Gonna have to cut this one up. Tayden Collins on the carry. He'll be close to the first down marker, and he'll have it.
Unbelievable effort there from Collins to get the first down. Kind of broke a couple of tackles and made his way to that marker. And it looks like he didn't get it, Cole. Looks like it's going to be fourth down.
They're going to mark right at the stick, so it'll be fourth and inches, and we know Matt McCullough. He's going for this one, no doubt about it.
That's a no-brainer.
Let's go to, I'm going to call it right here, Nick, a little bit of bread and butter, right 34 veer, punch a ticket to a first down. Jonah Goche on the carry, gains about 5 or 6, and that's going to be enough for a Wreckin Ram first down.
That's what makes the veer so effective, is that you don't need to find a little gap. And usually the way the blocking works, it will set you up for that gap and you can find it. That's exactly what Goche did. He didn't need to hit a home run. He didn't need to break a big one. Just get a couple of yards for that first down and move the sticks.
First and 10 Rams, ball at the 22. Takes the handoff, rolls far side, throws it downfield. He's got a man. Jaden Massard! Touchdown Rams! The big senior tight end, Jaden Massard, and the Rams take the 2-score lead with 6:45 to go in the first quarter.
And a great route from Massard. He kind of broke off the defender and made a little cut. And the defender had him covered, but the route from Massard opened up. The better saw it. I actually thought he was going to go to Colin in the corner, but he saw the better break that route. Great read from Cotton. Great read from Caden. Great throw. And then Massard takes it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
Matt McCullough going to go for 2 here. Acadiana missing the extra point on their first touchdown, so 12-0 as it stands. Acadiana going for 2. Option near side. Caden dives into the end zone. 6:45 in the first quarter. The Wreckin Rams lead this one 14-0. We'll take a short break. Stick around for more Wreckin Ram Productions. Welcome back to the Crow Dome. 6:45 first quarter. Acadiana leads 14-0. Eddie Hernandez's kick is high and deep and through the back of the end zone. So once again, the Carencro Golden Bears will start this one at the 20.
Cool. We talked about setting the tone. I think the tone's been set. Right, that's done. Now it's going to be all about how big are you going to be able to extend this lead, right? You got, of course, you got to keep focusing on Chance Babineau because he's a very talented player. We saw him extend some plays. He could break one, he could get one in the end zone, but if you can contain Babineau, that's pretty much all Carencro has. And so if you do that, I think you're going to see a lot of what's been happening so far early, where the defense just feasts and feasts all night long.
First and 10 for the Bears. 1 receiver to each side of the formation and 2 running backs in the backfield. Takes the handoff, rolls far side. He's being chased, throws it across the field, in and out of the hands of the freshman Brandon Duffy.
And he was wide open, Cole. If he hits that, that's a big gain. We talked about that. Acadiana has given up some plays where if the players would just execute, they would go for nice gains, but the players don't execute. That's going to happen at the high school level. You're going to see players make mistakes and quarterbacks overthrow balls, but Duffy was wide open, definitely ran a good route and beat the defender, but the player didn't execute, so it worked out in Acadiana's favor.
Going in the shotgun, 2 receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Running back goes in motion. It's a quarterback keeper to the far side. This is Babineau. He'll tiptoe out of bounds at about the 27-yard line, and Carencro's going to have this one. Should be about 3rd and 3.
Nice gain by Babineau. Kind of faked that toss to the right side and then went far side and got about 7 yards. So that's what Babineau can do. And everybody bit on that fake. When he faked the throw, everybody kind of bit on it, and it gave him just enough room to get it on the outside and get that big gain.
3rd and 4. Terrible Turks have another opportunity to force another 3 and out. This will be the 3rd of the night already. 2 receivers near side, 1 far side. Babineau's going to keep it himself, has to cut it back up. He didn't get there. I think this is maybe a gain of 1. It should be about 4th and 3. Let's see what Gavin Peters wants to do here. I mean, he can't just continue to keep punting the ball to Acadiana. To your point, they've just been scoring every time they touch the ball this year.
And that's what I've been saying week after week. Why it doesn't make sense for the other teams to punt. It doesn't matter where you are on the field. You give Acadiana the ball, they're going to score. So why punt here? If you give them to them here or you give it to them across the 50, they're going to score. So it doesn't make sense to punt. So if he goes for it, that's what makes sense. You got to try to do something, because if you just give Acadiana the ball, they're going to get it in the end zone.
Smart move right here by Matt McCullough. Acadiana's going to call timeout. They came out in a weird formation. Keep in mind, Chance Babineau is also Carencro's punter. It almost looked like it was a spread formation, 2 receivers to each side, and I mean they had Russell Babineau back to receive. So a good job right there by Matt McCullough to take the timeout, really look about what you got, because as we mentioned, Gavin Peters almost has to be in some trickery territory, because you just cannot continue to keep punting the ball to the veer machine. I mean, we've seen all year they've gone down and scored on virtually every defense that they played this year.
It's an unorthodox strategy for sure. You never want to go for it on 4th down when you're at the 27-yard line, right? That's not the normal strategy. But against Acadiana, it doesn't matter where they get the ball. If Acadiana gets the ball right here, they're going to score. If they get it at the other 20, they're going to score. Like, you have to accept that and know that that's what's happened. It's happened against every week. It's happened on the first 2 possessions this week. That's what just happens. If Acadiana gets the ball, they're going to score a touchdown. You have to do your best to keep the ball out of their hands, and the only way to do that is to pick up this 1st down.
I was going to ask you, I mean, if you're Matt, do you keep Russell in as kind of like a defender? But he is back to catch this. He is back to catch this punt again. 4th and 3. Chance Babineau is back there in kind of this quarterback / punting role. So we'll see what happens here. He's going to put this one away. He's going to take a bounce at about the 40 and kick back to about the 46-yard line. And that's where the Wreckin Rams and the beer machine will have it. I mean, Nick, they got a real chance to go up 3 scores in the 1st quarter.
Look, I'm not saying it's the wrong decision to punt. Obviously, any handbook, any coaching handbook that you would have tells you to punt right there. I'm just saying, Acadiana's going to score. Like, we just have to accept it. And the defense, the other teams have to accept that, right? And that's what's happened every week. Acadiana, when's the last offensive possession that they haven't scored a touchdown? I couldn't tell you. Maybe against STM, when Acadiana gets the ball, they're scoring a touchdown. And if you're Carencro, you got to almost be like, man, we know that. We got to try to keep it out of their hands any way we can. It doesn't matter where Acadiana gets the ball. This ball's going to find its way into the end zone.
1st and 10 Rams above the 46. Pitch, near side, Parker Bruno trying to turn the corner. He's got the 1st down. He's still going. Parker Bruno! Touchdown Rams! First play from Parker Bruno. It doesn't even take forward. It doesn't take a passing game. It doesn't take a Russell Babineau kickoff return. It doesn't matter who it is. When Acadiana gets the ball on offense, they're scoring a touchdown. Excellent run from Parker Bruno. Broke a couple of tackles and kind of high-tailed that sideline all the way to the end zone. And look, that's what I'm saying. When this offense gets the football, like, it's just a reality. The opposing coaches have to understand they're fighting the end zone. So it doesn't matter if where you give them the ball, Acadiana scored, and that's what Parker Bruno did right there. The senior Parker Bruno, 1-play drive. Scores from 54 yards out, and Acadiana takes a 20-0 lead. Eddie Hernandez's kick is up and good. 21-0. Your Wreckin Rams all over the Bears. Stick around for more Wreckin Ram Productions. Welcome back to the Crow Dome. If you're just tuning in, you've missed a whole lot. 5:33 left to go in the first quarter. Acadiana leads this one 21-0. Eddie Hernandez's kick is high and deep and through the back of the end zone. And once again, the Golden Bears will start 1st and 10, ball at the 20.
Well, Cole, look, it's not me being arrogant, right? It's not me like just thinking that Acadiana is the best offense ever in the history of football. It's just it's a matter of fact. It's what's happening right now. Every time they get the ball, it's a touchdown. And if you're the other team, you have to just accept that. And look, I'm not punting. I'm not giving Acadiana the ball.
You said that all year long.
I'm telling you. What's the point? I mean, they punted the ball, and on the first play from scrimmage, Parker runs it 60 yards. Like, there's no point in punting right now. Acadiana's just going to score. You got to keep the ball as long as you can.
1st and 10 Bears, ball at the 20. Babineau in the shotgun. 2 receivers far side, 1 in the near side. Near side receiver goes in motion. This is Duffy. They give it to him on a speed sweep. He's going to turn the corner and be pushed out of bounds. Looks like he'll get a gain of, let's call it 3. It should be 2nd and 7.
Oh, this game plan for Carencro feels pedestrian. It feels unprepared. It feels, I don't know. I've never really seen a Carencro team like this where they're just being dominated. I know Acadiana is the better team. I expected Acadiana to win, but to just have be dominated like this, 5 minutes left in the first quarter, 21 points on the board. I don't think I've ever seen a Carencro team like this, and they have talent on the field. It's just something's off right now with this Carencro Bears team.
2 receivers near side, 1 to the far side. This is going to be false start on the Bears, and that'll back them up 5. So listen, you already shot yourself in the foot down 3 scores early, and you shoot yourself in the foot once again with a pre-snap penalty. Usually we see Acadiana get those early in the game, but tonight Carencro with a false start.
Just nothing going their way, everything going against them, right? And it's just that's what happens when you have a season like this. Look, new head coach. We know Gavin, he was on the Acadiana staff. We trust he'll get it turned around, but right now, something's missing. There's a disconnect somewhere on the football field. Something's not clicking down there for them.
2nd and 13. Babineau going to roll near side, looking downfield. He's being chased. Going to have to throw it away, but a great catch right there on the sideline. They're going to give him the catch. He's going to be short of the first down, but a great catch right there by the freshman Brandon Duffy.
And Babineau extends that play with his legs. We've already seen him do that. Look, that kid's talented, right? He's fast. He's not gonna go down without a fight. But it just, even on that play, it was just a broken play where Babineau had to make something happen. But nothing that they're calling, nothing that they're planning for is working out for them. It's like just the snowball is just going down the hill right now, and they can't stop it.
3rd and short for the Bears. Let's see if they can get their first down of the night. Handoff up the middle, met at the line of scrimmage. I don't think he got it, Nick. No gain. It'll be 4th and short. And if I'm Gavin Peters, I got to go for this.
There's just no way I can punt right here. Absolutely no way. 4th and 1, nothing going for you. This is really, honestly, this is the best thing that's happened to you all night long is this 4th and 1. If they punt right here, they're basically waving a white flag.
No, they're not
anticipating them punting.
They're not punting right here. This is 4th and a yard. Carencro's going for this, and rightfully so. I mean, it's not ideal, but basically, if you're gonna try to even stay in this game, you gotta get a score. no matter what cost it is, and the cost is going to be field position if you don't get this first down. Rolls out far side. Babineau keeps it himself. He has enough for the first down. He'll turn the corner. He's across the 40, and that'll be a gain of about 10, maybe even 11, and that is the first down of the night for the Golden Bears.
I didn't like that play call, but it worked out, right? But you just put the ball in Babineau's hands and let him do something. That's probably the only way he win this game. Just keep it in his hands. Allow him to make something out of nothing. That's the only real positive offense they had is when Babineau does that, when he kind of improvises and makes something out of nothing. And when Acadiana has it busted, if Babineau does something else and goes the opposite way and gains a yard. So just keep the ball in his hands. Don't try anything crazy and allow him to make something happen.
1st and 10, ball at the 45. Fakes the handoff, 5-step drop, looking downfield, throws it downfield, double coverage, Braylon Noel in and out of his hands, incomplete. Babineau was just trying to make a play right there. The receiver was well covered. I was hoping Braylon Noel would have came up with an interception.
There was like half a second where Duffy did have some separation, and I guess that's what Babineau saw and went ahead and threw the ball. But Braylon Noel was right there, coming over from the strong safety side and making that break up. But you're right, it wasn't a double coverage. And I think what Babineau saw was just a little hair of an opening, and he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna try to make something happen there.
2nd and 10, ball at the 46. Slot goes in motion. Babineau keeps it himself, looking for a lane up the middle, not able to break a tackle. They'll give him a gain of 1, maybe even 2. It'll be 3rd, and they're only going to give him 1. It's going to be 3rd and 9.
The problem with what Carencro is doing offensively right now is that RPO is their strength, but Babineau's not giving the ball to anybody. He's always keeping it. And so Acadiana, at this point, they know it. He's not handing it off. And I don't even disagree with that because Babineau is your playmaker. You want the ball in his hands. So if Acadiana doesn't have to worry about the RPO, they can just focus on Babineau, and that's what happened there. 3 defenders just stopped him.
3rd and 9. Far side receiver goes in motion. Fakes the swing pass. It's a screen across to, it's complete. There is a flag down on the field. Screen pass is complete. But Nick, this is going to be in the area of holding or maybe even an illegal man downfield. We're going to have to go down and see what the call is.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, they're waving the flag off, Cole. So a nice play from Babineau there. The kid Trevante Jackson, number 12, kind of busted open there and got open. So I thought it might have been an illegal pick or a hold or something like that kind of sprung it, but the referees picked up the official, and Carencro's across the 50 for the first time. And that's why you go for it on 4th down.
1st and 10 Bears, their first time tonight in plus territory. Acadiana leading this one 21-0 with 3:23 left to go in the first quarter. Throws it far side, it's complete. Not able to break a tackle. Be close to the first down marker. Let's see where they spot him.
Yeah, so Carencro's in business right here. They're across the 50. They're moving into the red zone territory. They finally had something going, and it all started with going forward on 4th down, keeping that ball out of Acadiana's hands. And I would be surprised if they punt for the rest of the night, because no matter what, you got to keep it out of the offense's hands in order for you to have a chance. And that's what Carencro did there, and now they're sustaining that drive.
2nd and 1, ball at the 20. Babineau's going to keep it himself and break a tackle. He's getting chased by Braylon Noel, and he gets brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Braylon Noel and Tavian Landry on the sack. Carencro's going to lose about, let's call it 6 or 7, and they're faced with another 3rd and long.
At this point, Acadiana knows that the ball is not going anywhere but in Babineau's hands. And right there, he tries to fake the handoff again, but it's not going to him. So you never have to worry about that fake. And right now, Acadiana is staying disciplined. They're in their gaps, and they're pinning their ears going after Babineau, no matter what the play call is.
3rd and long. 3-step drop, throws it downfield. It's a 1-on-1. Incomplete pass. Braylon Noel on the coverage, no flags on the play. But this is the part of the field. I mean, Carencro's got to go for this. I don't think there's any question they are going to go for this.
Yeah, there would be no doubt about it, no matter what the down and distance is. You got to go for it here because, again, this goes along with what we've been talking about of keeping the ball on your side of the field. The offense has to hold the ball as long as they can to have a chance, and this is the best thing that they've had going all night. They got to try to sustain this drive.
4th and 8. Three-step drop, looking downfield. He's being flushed. Breaks the play. He's going to keep it, and he's going to tiptoe out of bounds. He'll get a gain of 1, maybe 2, and Acadiana's going to take it over on down. Great job on the terrible turf.
Great coverage in the secondary to not allow anybody to get open, and that allows the defensive line to get that penetration, make Babineau uncomfortable, and force them into making that play. Credit to him for not throwing the ball into double coverage, because I think if he throws that ball, it's probably going to be picked off. He made the right decision to tuck, but the defense was ready, and now the ball's back in the offense's hands, and you know what happens there, Cole.
21-0, your Wreckin Rams lead with 1:33 left to go in the first quarter. Acadiana's got a chance to find the end zone and go up 4 scores in the first quarter. 5-step drop, looking downfield. He's got a one-on-one. He lets it fly. Overthrows his brother, Colin DeBetta. The coaching staff and the fans are calling for the flag. If you look at Colin DeBetta's jersey, his pad is completely ripped off.
So I almost forgot I was on the air because I was about to call for it too. That was unbelievable. I mean, there was no doubt about it. It was holding, and you can see that the shoulder pad is out of the jersey because the Carencro defender was pulling on it. I don't see, referee was running right with him. I don't see how he misses that flag.
Chalk it up to high school football. 2nd and 10. Handoff up the middle. Breaks a couple of tackles. That's Logan Charles. And it will be enough for Wreckin Rams first down.
But he's running back real good tonight. He looks fast. They're hitting the hole. That's our first time calling Logan Charles' name tonight. He looks fast. It's just everything is clicking on all cylinders right now. Already across the 40-yard line. And the Wreckin Rams are just moving the ball down the field with every offensive possession. Carencro has no answer for anything that they're doing on both sides of the football.
1st and 10 Rams. Ball at the 42. Takes the handoff. He's going to have to get rid of this one. Breaks a tackle. Still rolling out, looking downfield. He throws it downfield. It's complete. Russell Babineau with about a 17-yard reception, and that's a Wreckin Rams first down.
King just made that happen, extended that play, similar to what we've been seeing Babineau do. But when you have those weapons, like Colin and Russell Babineau, both of them were open on that play. He had his choice of who he wanted to go to. He goes to Babineau across the middle for a big gain and a first down. And I mean, look, they're across the 50-yard line already, Cole. It's like it doesn't matter where the ball goes. They just move it down the field. Either it's a fast drive or a drive like this where it takes a couple plays to get there, but you know where it's going to end.
1st and 10 Rams, ball at the 40. Handoff, Parker Bruno. Breaks the tackle! Parker Bruno! Parker Bruno with his 2nd touchdown in the game, Cole. I tell you what, this is not what I was expecting. I expected the Acadiana to come out firing. I expected them to come out fast. I didn't expect them to have 4 touchdowns before the first quarter is over. And with 34 seconds left in the game, 4 touchdowns on the board for the Wreckin Rams, 2 for Parker Bruno. They're dominating the Carencro Golden Bears on their home field. Parker Bruno is running like a man on fire tonight. I mean, he's always been known as that bruiser back, but tonight he looks like he's got like full 4 speed, Nick. It's incredible. Eddie Hernandez on the kick. Snap is down. Kick is up. Kick is good. 34 seconds left to go in the first quarter, and Acadiana leads this one 28-0. Stick around for more Wreckin Ram Productions. Welcome back to the Crow Dome. 34 seconds left to go in the first quarter. If you've just tuned in, you've missed a lot. 28-0, your Wreckin Rams on top. Again, we want to thank Ram Nation for tuning in tonight. Reminder, this is the road broadcast. My name's Cole Gilbert. I'm the play-by-play man, and I am also the camera guy, so bear with me as I try to do 2 or 3 jobs at once. Kick is high, but this one looks a little short. It's going to be taken in and fumbled at the 1-yard line. Oh, he's got a lane. He's across the 40, across the 50, cuts it back up, and he'll be brought down at about the 30-yard line. So a good return there by the freshman, Brandon Duffy. And Carencro's going to start this drive in plus territory.
This kid, Brandon Duffy's pretty good. I mean, he's had a couple of plays where he was open and they didn't get the ball to him. He's running good routes, finding himself open, and on that play, fumbled the football and picked it up. And I don't know if the Wreckin Rams fell asleep and thought it was down, if they didn't pursue it, but nonetheless, Duffy found that hole and got it across the 50 for the Golden Bears.
I have to laugh. I don't know if you noticed. Eddie Hernandez tried to make like a tripping tackle.
No, I saw it. I know you were going to mention it, but I saw it.
You got to do what you got to do to get the returner on the ground. But nonetheless, 1st and 10 Bears. Carson Gursey, freshman quarterback in the game. Handoff up the middle. Cuts it back across. Give him a gain of, let's call it 3, maybe even 4. It looks like it'll be 2nd and 3. Excuse me, 2nd and 7.
We'll watch the first quarter clock tick down right now, but I tell you what, Carencro was in this position already on the last drive. They were right about at this field position, and Acadiana stuffed them and kept it out of the end zone. How big would it be to do that, where Carencro gets a little bit of momentum with that big kickoff drive, gets it across the 50, has success here early on. If Acadiana can get up the field without allowing points, I think this game will pretty much be over.
That's going to be the end of your first quarter. 28-0, your Wreckin Rams lead. Stick around for more Wreckin Ram Productions. Welcome back to the Crow Dome, 2nd quarter. Acadiana leads this one 28-0, but Carencro in plus territory here. Carson Gursey, freshman quarterback in the shotgun. 3 receivers near side. Hard count, nothing doing. Gursey looks to the sideline. Three seconds on the play clock. Snap is away. Looking, throws it downfield. He's got a man. No, it's picked off. Braylon Noel.
He didn't know where the defender was, but he wanted to carry it out in the center of the field. There was no Carencro Bears anywhere near it, and Noel was there to pick it up.
Listen, Nick, the reason I said he has a man is he really did. The receiver was kind of running towards the corner of the end zone and had nobody on him, but Gursey's pass was like basically towards the upright, and Braylon Noel was in a perfect position to get an interception.
Yeah, if Gursey finds the man in the end zone, it's more than likely a touchdown, but it's just he either had a misread or something like that, and it goes in the middle of the field, and it was picked off by Noel.
And a credit to the Terrible Turk D-line for forcing that, because they were all over Gursey right there. He pretty much just threw that ball up. 1st and 10 Rams. Ball at about the 3-yard line. They're going to have a little ways to go here. Handoff. The pit bull Jonah Goche pushes ahead for about 5 yards. Should be about 2nd and 5 for the Veer machine.
Hey, Cole, how important was it for the Wreckin Rams to get off the field there after Carencro got deep into the Acadiana zone for the second time tonight and to come away with no points? And you already know when the offense gets the ball, they're going to drive the ball. If they don't score points, they're at least going to sustain a drive. So when the Wreckin Ram, the Veer machine has the ball, that's when Acadiana is at its best in doing this job. Credit to the defense for continuing to get the ball back in their hands.
2nd and 5 Rams. Handoff, trap play. Jonah Goche has to break a tackle. He does. Definitely has enough for the first down. And Jonah Goche with a strong run right there, breaking a tackle at the line of scrimmage and then carrying ahead for a first down.
Acadiana is not letting off the pedal right now. They are going full force. They're trying to put this game away early in the first half, and you see it looks like a flag.
Yeah, they're actually going to call a legal formation against the Rams here. So we're going to have to redo this one, but nonetheless, a strong side to see Jonah Goche run the ball well, especially missing half of the season. We saw him run the ball very well 2 weeks ago, last week as well, so it looks like he's back to 100%.
Yeah, back to 100% and kind of picking up where he left off. He was leading the state in rushing when he got hurt and kind of sitting him out. And I think in all those games he sat out, Matt said if they needed him, they could have ran him, but keeping him out was clearly the right decision because Acadiana dominated all those teams, and now Goche is not only back to full force, but well rested for this playoff run.
10:55 left to go in the first half. Acadiana 28-0 over Carencro. Handoff. Tayden Collins with a strong run right there. It'll be enough for a Veer machine first down. Slide 9, Tayden Collins. He's just been so consistent all year long, especially having to step up as that number one running back whenever Goche was hurt.
Very impressive that the Wreckin Rams didn't miss a beat when Goche was out. As explosive as Goche is, as good of a running back as he is, Tayden Collins kind of picked up that mantle and said, hey, look, Jonah's out. I'm going to be the guy. And they gave him the load, and he did very well with it. And even right now, except in that, I guess you could say number 2 position, he's doing very well when he gets his number called.
1st and 10 Rams. Trap play up the middle. This is the pit bull himself. Gets a gain of, let's call it 6. It'll be 2nd and 4 for the Rams.
I think we're gonna look back on this if Acadiana makes that run that we think they will, on the rest that Goche got in the 3 weeks in the middle of the season, to see how fresh he is, see how explosive he is right now running. I think those weeks off not only allowed him to heal that toe, but allowed him to just get that rest and keep those legs fresh. And I think right now that's why we're seeing him be so explosive.
2nd and 4 for the Rams. Classic Veer machine, 1 receiver to each side and 2 running backs. Handoff. Tayden on the far side, fighting towards that first down marker.
Looks like that's a first down for the Rams.
Should have a gain of 4, and slide 9 with another Veer machine first down.
That's the thing about the Veers. It doesn't take much for you to get positive yardage and get it across that first down and keep those chains moving. All you need is 3-3-4, 4-3-4, some combination of 3-3 and 4 to get it across that marker to get the first down. And this is like a classic Acadiana high drive where they're just holding the ball, moving the ball, sustaining that drive, and watching the clock tick down.
3 yards in a cloud of dust. 1st and 10 Rams. Handoff. Goche cuts it back inside. They'll give him a gain of, let's call it 4. It'll be 2nd and 6, ball at the 30.
Cool. I mentioned it in the last break, but I mean, this drive right here is just this is what they call vintage Acadiana high. Run the ball, 2 yards, 3 yards, 4 yards, wear them down. They're wearing down that defense. They've thrown the ball tonight and had success. And Parker busted a couple of big runs to get them on the board. But right now, this is this drive where you're just watching that clock tick down and slowly making your way to the other side of the field.
2nd and 4, ball at the 30. Acadiana's going to burn a timeout here, and we'll take a short timeout as well. 8:30 left to go in the first half. Your Wreckin Rams leading this one 28-0. Stick around for more Wreckin Ram Productions.
Acadiana.
Welcome back to the Crow Dome. 2nd and 5, Acadiana, ball at the 30. Handoff. There he goes. Slide 9, Peyton Collins. Touchdown Rams. I think it's only a matter of time before the offense is going to break the big one tonight. Parker already did it twice. Right there, Collins breaks it for a nice run and a recommend touchdown. In the first half, and Acadiana up 34-0. I honestly didn't see a dominating game like this happening tonight, Cole. Yeah, if you would have asked me, if Acadiana would have scored 35 and basically one quarter of football, the first quarter, I'd have said no way. Like I said in the pregame, it's Carencro, it's Acadiana. I expected Carencro to give a lot more effort and give them their best shot, especially in a game where they need this to go 500. And Acadiana they have no answer. I mean, call it what you want. Call it a short week. Call it just being outmanned. Carencro flat out just has no answer for what Acadiana is doing tonight. Yeah, Acadiana is the better team. They have the stronger offense. They have the stronger defense. And Cole, it's evident that they have the stronger coaching staff. Because I'm going to tell you what, this Carencro team is unprepared. I mean, that's a big part of it. They're not prepared for anything that Acadiana is doing offensively or defensively. And Acadiana is having their way both sides. Carencro is not able to get any sustained offense going on when the defense is on the field. And of course, when it's been against every team this year, when Acadiana's offense is on the field, they find their way in the end zone. So it's not just a Carencro problem. This is a problem that every team in the district has had with Acadiana. When the offense gets the ball in their hands, they find their way in the end zone, and I just didn't expect it to be this dominant of a performance against the Carencro Bears. We talk about throwing their records out and it being a rivalry and all that stuff. That's clearly not in play tonight. Acadiana having their way with the Bears. Eddie Hernandez back to kick. Kick is high, but it may be playable, and it is. Ball's brought in at the 5. The freshman Duffy across the 30, trying to find the outside. He gets blown up here, pushed out at about the 29-yard line. So a better job right there by the special teams here. Better job by the Wreckin special teams to cover and stop Duffy to a minimal gain on that return. We saw the big gain on the last one and wasn't able to bust through and get that big gain that time. But I tell you what, Duffy only a freshman. We're going to be seeing him for the next 3 years. He's a pretty impressive young man. Well, listen, like I said in the pregame, Acadiana's very senior heavy. Has a lot of size, both physically and depth. Carencro the opposite. Very young, very small in terms of depth and size, so it was a complete mismatch here.
Officials time.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, Nick. I think Crunk just got ejected.
Yeah, Crunk got ejected. What can we say, Cole? Yeah. There's nothing you can say. That's why I let the sounds of the game do the talking right there. But yeah, Chris Manuel was asked to leave the sideline, as Ram Nation knows him as Crunk. So let's reset here. 1st and 10 for the Bears, and what a night! What a night! Man. Babineau rolls out far side, pulls up, looking for a man. He's being chased. Tries to turn the corner. He's going to tiptoe out of bounds, but he's going to lose about 4 yards. So it's going to be 2nd and 14. That initial pursuit from Darius McKinley forced Babineau out of the pocket, and then Valen Charles was there to make that initial stop, to make that eventual stop on the sideline and push Babineau out for that loss. But the Acadiana Wreckin Rams right now, they just know that Babineau is keeping the ball. He's either going to run it himself or he's going to pass it, so they're just pinning their ears back and focusing on him. 2nd and 15. Ball at the 22. Babineau in the shotgun. He's going to keep it. Rolls far side. He's being chased. Throws it downfield. It's complete to Duffy once again. He'll be short of the first down. He'll get a gain of 10. It's going to be about 3rd and 5. Duffy's having a lot of success, even whenever he's not making the play, just beating the defender. He's running great routes, and he's kind of fooling Acadiana. If Babineau can start finding him, they'll have some sustained drives and some big gains, but Duffy looks impressive for only being a freshman. Once he gets a little bit older into this system and learns a little bit more, we're talking about his junior and senior year, he's going to be a scary player.
3rd and 5. Rolls near side, he's being chased, throws it downfield. Duffy once again. It's caught, and I do believe he has enough for a first down. Flags after the play.
Yeah, I saw the play. I know the Acadiana fans on this side are not happy with that call, but I saw the play where the defender kind of, I don't want to say he launched himself at it, but he did go to the head.
Hand checked him
in the head and kind of made that play. So, but nonetheless, Babineau and Duffy now connected on 2 plays on this drive, and I tell you what, they're having some success with that play. And Cole, we saw it against Southside, where Southside was having success with a couple of plays, and then they abandoned it. Carencro needs to do their job here and keep going to that play. Whatever it is, Duffy's doing it. Duffy's beating the defender. Babineau just has to find him, and that's the way they're going to sustain this drive. Because right now, keeping the ball in Babineau's hands, Acadiana knows that's happening. They're rearing back, and they're not allowing him to get anything with his feet.
1st and 10 plus territory. Ball at the 45. Matt McCullough in the ear of the near side referee. I think they may be talking about the spot of this football, and another flag thrown.
Well, there's only one thing that a coach gets a flag for down there, and that's just an F-bomb. You're throwing an F-bomb in an official's face. I've been down there at that sideline. I know what those conversations are like. They say some pretty nasty things to those officials. The only thing that really gets them going is when you're in their face and you drop an F-bomb, and I don't know who did it, but somebody did it, and that's gonna draw that flag.
Acadiana's going to get a sideline warning here. So I don't think the football is going to move. They just get a sideline warning. Again, 35-0. Acadiana leading this one. 6:51 left to go in the first half. First and 10 Bears plus territory at the 45. Babineau in the shotgun. Rolls far side, looking downfield. He's being chased and throws it away. Being chased by 98 Jackson Hiltz on that one, defensive tackle for the Rams. And Acadiana's done a good job of making Babineau uncomfortable all night long. And a credit to Babineau, he's made some pretty good throws on the run. Just that one, he had to just get rid of it.
He does have the ability to extend those plays, but you're right, Cole. The Acadiana Wreckin Ram defense, those terrible Turks, they're making him uncomfortable in that pocket, and he does have to move around and extend those plays. I feel like some of these plays to Duffy would be better completed if he was allowed to get comfortable, but Acadiana not allowing that to happen.
2nd and 10, ball at the 45. 3 receivers far side, 1 on the near side. Babineau in the shotgun. Snaps. 5-step drop, looking downfield, being chased. Breaks a tackle, breaks another, throws it downfield, and he throws it away. So a great job right there by the defensive line to make him once again uncomfortable. And Acadiana's terrible Turks holding them to another 3rd and long.
And there's so many times that you'll see that play happen where the initial defender kind of over pursues and the quarterback misses him, kind of goes around him, and Babineau does that. But when he did that, Dallin Charles was right there to stop him and not allow him to get any kind of offensive momentum on that play.
Timeout taken by Carencro. Will take a timeout as well. 6:23 left to go in your first half. Acadiana leading this one 35-0. Stick around for more Wreckin Ram Productions. Welcome back to the Crow Dome, 3rd and long. Babineau in the shotgun. Snap. Swings it out far side. This is to Duffy, breaks a tackle. He's going to be brought down. No, he breaks another tackle. And he's going to be right at the stick. I think he has enough for the first down.
Very impressive run from Duffy there. I tell you what, I mean, for just being a freshman, he knows what he's doing on a football field. He has a good eye for what's going on. He finds the holes, and he does what he needs to do. He also runs good routes in the passing game.
It's going to be inches short.
I tell you what, Nick, he's not going to have enough. They're going to call this short by less than a yard. So 4th and inches. Let's see if the Terrible Turks can get off the field here.
That'd be big right now. Carencro across the 50-yard line for the 3rd time tonight. If they can come away with 3 possessions across the 50, no points, that'd be big.
Handoff up the middle, and it'll be enough for a Golden Bear first down. I'll be honest, and usually early in the game like this, on a play like that where it's right at the stick, we just see the referees kind of scoot him along. So I just figured he had, enough for the first down. But nonetheless, they were able to pick up the first right there on that run. And this drive keeps going for the Bears.
Yeah, those 4th and 1s are almost formalities, right? You know they're probably just going to fall forward and get it. That's exactly what Carencro did there.
1st and 10. Handoff up the middle. Give them a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, Cole, we mentioned it before, that 4th down play. It would be really big if Acadiana could not allow points here. They always want a shutout. But, man, you've been really dominating this game. It's 5 minutes to go here in the 2nd quarter. You really want to set that tone and let them know that, even though we're up by this many points, our foot is not off the pedal, both offensively and defensively. Carencro has a little drive go right here. It's going to be big for Acadiana to keep them out of the end zone.
2nd and 8. Rolls near side, looking downfield. He's being forced. Pop Francis! Not able to bring him down. Throws it away. And I tell you what, let's talk about the athleticism of Babineau right there. Pop not able to bring him down. Had him by the jersey, kind of swung him. Babineau able to keep his feet, roll to the far side, and just throw that one out of bounds.
Yeah, Pop had him there by the shirt. He just wasn't quite strong enough to bring him down. And the athleticism, like you said, Cole, from Babineau, just kind of broke it out and allowed that to prevent that sack.
I got to laugh, Nick. Just when I think I have enough camera on the play to keep it all in the play, Acadiana's defensive line forces Babineau to roll all the way back, pretty much 10, 20 yards, and you lose the play.
So, one-man show, Cole.
3rd and 8. Babineau keeps it himself, rolls near side, looking downfield. He's being chased once again, throws it downfield, in and out of the hands of Duffy.
I think at this point, Babineau is just focusing so much on Duffy. He's kind of locked it in on Duffy. And I mean, to his credit, Duffy's really the only player that's open. They don't really have anybody else that Babineau can go to. But Acadiana is so well coached and so smart that they're going to start taking that away. And so eventually, Babineau is going to make one of those throws where a Dalen Lewis or a Keeman Thibodeau is going to be there to pick it off because he's just so laser focused on Duffy down the field.
Do you think that's game plan, or are they just basically forcing the ball to Duffy?
I think they're forcing it to Duffy. I think their game plan was to run Babineau, and that didn't work, so they had to do something else. Duffy's been their only option tonight.
3-step drop, looking, throws it downfield, and it's well over the head of Duffy. Duffy pulled up at about the 15-yard line, and Babineau threw that one into the end zone. So once again, the Terrible Turks able to force a turnover on downs.
And you can see the frustration on the field from Carencro, number 27, Deshaun Jenkins. He was open up the center, but Babineau wasn't even looking at him. Again, that's what we were saying. He's so focused on Duffy. Duffy was double covered, turned into triple coverage, and Babineau still tried to force the ball that way. Where if the player's double covered or triple covered, somebody's going to be open, and Jenkins was open in the center of the field, but Babineau just didn't look for him, turned the ball over on downs.
It's almost like right on cue, they forced the ball to Duffy once again. 1st and 10 Rams. 5-step drop. Caden looks downfield. He throws it downfield. Colin DeBetto not able to hold on. Trying to hook up with the little brother, Colin DeBetto, on a post route, just overthrew him by a step. For a second, it looked like he was going to make a one-handed grab.
And that's the 3rd time tonight, Cole, that Colin is just running a great route to get open, where he's initially covered, and he just hits that step and finds the separation that he needs. and the better was just one hair with an overthrow there from having a big gain to brother Colin. But look, the light read again from Caden though, found that play, and Colin able to make that move and get open, just couldn't quite connect on that pass.
2nd and 10. Handoff to the pit bull. Breaks a tackle or two. Gets about an 8-yard carry. It's going to be 3rd and 2.
We don't talk about enough the carrying out the fake that Caden does. He hands the ball off and he carries out that fake. And that's one thing that Matt says that he does so well in practice, is always carrying out that fake in practice. When he gets in the game, he does it also. And sometimes you'll see 2 or 3 defenders kind of go with the fake, and that allows that hole to open up a little more, and Goche or Collins can hit it. And that's what happened there. Caden with a great fake carries it out for the duration of the play, and Goche hits it for a nice gain.
3rd and 2. Ball at the 40. Met at the line of scrimmage. He'll probably lose a yard. It's going to be 4th and let's call it 3. Curious to see what Matt wants to do here.
Well, I know what he's going to do. I think he's going to go for it. Ain't no punt right here. He's going to go for it. He's trying to. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to run this thing up. Now look, I don't think he's going to keep the starters in the second half. There's too much to play for down the road. But he ain't going to stop putting his foot on the gas.
Acadiana definitely kept keeping the offense on the field here, so they'll be facing a 4th and a long 3. But the way they've been moving the ball tonight, that's not that tall of a task. Classic veer. Handoff Parker Bruno. Cuts it back inside. Parker Bruno! There he goes! Incredible!
That first tackle, and then he turns the speed on. Cole, we haven't seen Parker Bruno have this speed all year. No. He's turned the ball on. He's gotten quicker, and he's found the end zone for the 3rd time tonight. And look, if you have a running back like Parker Bruno that's going to be running like this, to mix it in with what you already have with Goche and Collins and Charles, man, it's just it's a what's it called? I can't even think of the words. I'm so overwhelmed right now.
I mean, it's incredible. And I mean, I understand your loss of words because Parker Bruno's having a career night and it's only the first half. I mean, like you said, he's just faster than everybody on the field right now. And that's something we haven't seen all year from him.
We really haven't seen him have that much speed. And honestly, I want to say it, he did that. He's proving me wrong tonight with the speed and his ability to bust those big plays.
3:06 left to go in the first half. Your Wreckin' Rams 42, Carencro nothing. Stick around for more Wreckin' Ram Productions. Welcome back to the Go Dome. Eddie Hernandez back to kick. 3:06 left to go in the first half. Acadiana 42, Carencro 0. Kick is away. High and very, very deep through the back of the end zone, and Carencro's going to have it 1st and 10 at the 20.
Well, Cole, I honestly didn't think it was going to be 42-0 heading into halftime, but I did think Acadiana was going to dominate this football game. I saw Carencro last week, and from what I saw, I didn't think they were going to have much for Acadiana. But again, you never know what's going to happen in these rivalry games when you throw the record out and all that stuff that we were talking about in the pregame. But Acadiana came out well prepared, and they've been well prepared every single week. And you know they're just the cream of the crop in this district, and they're showing that even against Carencro, there's nothing in this district that can compete with them.
Barring an absolute collapse of Acadiana, Acadiana is going to have a clean-cut undefeated. Acadiana is going to have a clean-cut undefeated District 3-5A title this year once again. 2 receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Gursey hands off up the middle. Met at the line of scrimmage, bounces off. Strong run right there. gets a gain of, let's call it 6. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Yeah, nice run. That was number 12. I think that's Jackson. Let's see, Jackson.
That's TJ. They call him TJ. TJ on the carry for Carencro.
Yeah, nice play there. Nice big gain. And Cole, is Babineau? Yeah, there's Babineau. I thought he might have not been in the game, but there he is on the near side.
2nd and 4. Gursey looking far side, throws it far side. It's complete. Only gets a gain of, let's call it 1. It's going to be 3rd and a long 2 for the Bears.
And that's the difference between what we saw with Babineau and what we see with Gursey. Now, Gursey get everybody involved, not focusing so much on Duffy. And look, I'm not faulting Babineau for what he was doing, but Acadiana was just focused on Babineau and Duffy, and the other players were open, and they knew that Babineau was just going to focus on that. Now Gursey getting other players involved, Acadiana's going to have to kind of spread their defense a little bit.
3rd and 2. Gursey, handoff up the middle. Oh my goodness! Pop Francis on the hit. Pop Francis on a big hit at the line of scrimmage. He's not going to have enough for the first down. Pop was shoved after the play by one of the Carencro offensive linemen. I believe this is going to be a personal foul on Carencro. Let's see what the call is. There's no way this can be on Pop. I can't imagine.
Well, Cole, I didn't see the play, but when I saw the flag, I automatically assumed it was going to be on Pop. But you saw something a little bit different, so hopefully it'll be on the offense and that play will stand, because that was a great defensive effort from Pop.
Pop met him at the line of scrimmage and absolutely laid the wood, and then got shoved after the play. I have to imagine this is on Carencro. I have to. Personal foul will be against Carencro, so that'll back him up. It was already going to be 4th and short. So let's see. I mean, what would you do here? You take the penalty, and I mean, it's a dead ball. I mean, it should still be a 4th and long, correct? It's a dead ball, personal foul.
Yeah, it should go to 4th down. So I think they're going to take that penalty. But that's one thing that Carencro can do, is shoot themselves in the foot. I mean, obviously, I don't think any of us think that they have a chance to come back in this game. But if they do, if they have that hope, they can't have 15-yard penalties when they're going to set themselves up for a 3rd and long or a 4th and long, and now they push themselves back 15 yards. And that's not helping them at all.
Yeah, it's going to be 4th and 15, but Acadiana takes a timeout, and we'll take one too. Stick around for Wreckin' Ram Productions. Welcome back to the Crow Dome. 4th and long for the Bears, and they're going to go ahead and punt here. Back to receive at the 40 is Colin DeBetta. 1:03 left to go in the half. Acadiana leading 42-0. Keep in mind, Acadiana will get the ball to start the second half. Kick is away. It will be returnable. Brought in at the 50. Colin DeBetta trying to turn the corner. He does. Finds a lane, cuts it back up, and he'll be brought down at about the 30-yard line. Good return there.
Nice stop from DeBetta. I know Acadiana's going to want to try to get on the scoreboard before half, but we have to remember there's a running clock. So there's 35 seconds left in the game, but if they want to try to score, they're probably only going to have one play.
Yeah, Acadiana's got to get on the ball now. Good point right there, Nick. Running clock. 20 seconds left in this running clock, and this might be the last time we see the starters on the field tonight.
Why would you?
Timeout, Carencro. Go ahead and say what you got to say.
I don't understand why you would call a timeout. If they're going to score, they're going to score. Calling a timeout does nothing for you. I mean, maybe you want to maybe not the one that showed up that was going to stop the play, but now you're giving Acadiana a chance to call up a play themselves. So I would just let that play out. If they're going to score, they're going to score.
Exactly. Listen, Acadiana was facing. They were going against the running clock. The clock is currently at 14 seconds. Now you call a timeout. You let Acadiana regroup and call a design play. And I'm with you. I don't understand what you're doing with that timeout, and it goes to what you said all night. They just seem a little bit unprepared. Call it what you want, a short week, or just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, Acadiana has a fresh play drawn up here with a chance to tack on another touchdown before half and play some make it take it. Two receivers to the far side. 5-step drop looking downfield. He launches it downfield. One-on-one ball over the head of Russell Babineau. And that is going to be the end of the first half. 42-0. Your Wreckin Rams over the Carencro Golden Bears. So again, 42-0, your Wreckin Rams over the Carencro Golden Bears here at halftime. Stick around for more Wreckin Ram Productions. We're going to take a short break. Give us about 15 minutes or so, and we'll bring you a little bit of a halftime show action. But thank you all, Ram Nation, for tuning in to Wreckin Ram Productions. All right, fans, if you can hear me, we're going to go ahead and restart a second feed. The camera, for some reason, the zoom is out of whack with what we got going on with the scoreboard. We're going to go ahead and reset. Give me about 5 minutes to start a new stream and go ahead and jump into this one. But once again, we're about 15, 20 minutes away from kickoff. Stick around for some halftime show action. Your Wreckin Rams leading here at the Crow Dome 42-0 at halftime. Please, again, a reminder, I will be ending this stream, switch over to the new one that we will be starting so we can reset our cameras. Thank you for being patient with us, and go Rams.